Right now we're going to send it down to Parker and Ryan Dittrick with tonight's Flames TV postgame show presented by Original 16.
Original 16, a great way to celebrate things done well.
Inside our Flames TV Live post-game show. It's brought to you by Original 16. Brendan Parker alongside Ryan Dittrick here tonight as the Calgary Flames have strung 4 straight wins together for the 3rd time this season. That matches their season high, and do it against a team they are trying to chase down in the Western Conference playoff picture. So a big one, needless to say. They all are now as we move into the stretch run here. 4-2 the final, thanks to an empty netter, but a game that started out slow in terms of chances, in terms of goals. Exploded in the second period, and then the Calgary Flames find a way to get it done in the third. How did you see a game that unfolded here tonight?
First off, it's a game that the Calgary Flames deserved to win. I think from start to finish, this was the better team of the two on the night. So it kind of played out to the script that we heard so much at the morning skate. This LA Kings team, very stingy. They don't give you a whole lot. You have to bring your a little bit of patience to the rink when you play against them too, because they don't try to force anything too much. It's a little bit more of a grinding style of game sometimes, but we saw that in the first period. I thought the Flames tilted the ice. You outshoot a team like that 10-3, and like you said, once we started to get their legs going a little bit, the offense started to come, and I think we started to see some of the speed game on both sides really start to develop too. But it was a patient game from the Flames. They got some big time contributions from some players that have needed to find some goals here recently, and again, good goaltending from Jacob Markstrom. So all in all, a pretty tidy night from the team.
Well, let's take a look at some of that offense here tonight and go through the goals. The highlights from tonight's 4-2 win, and it actually starts with a goal from the visitors, despite the fact that I believe at this point had only 5 shots on net to this point of the game. And then it was Philippe Danault who walks in and unleashes the clapper, and not sure if it was touched or a little graze of the stick on the way through, but a heck of a shot from Danault.
It sure is, and you know, even if it hits that stick or it doesn't, that's difficult for the goalie to pick up. But we talked about some of the speed off the top, and Kevin Fiala is a guy who can fly. That's really where this play started to develop, through the neutral zone. You start to push guys back, you create an odd man attack that way, and really for the first time in the night, this is when we started to see some of the quality chances come.
But the response was quick, and it was 48 seconds later. Noah Hanifin leading the rush up the ice and finds Andrew Mangiapane on a nice outlet pass and an even better finish for Manch.
Yeah, you said it. How about Noah Hanifin? 3 points the other night in Edmonton. But this is what he's known for. Those breakaway passes to spring guys, and Andrew Mangiapane, you mentioned it. Milestone game for him, career game number 400. Not sure if Cam Talbot has seen that in the past from him in some Flames practices a few years ago, but that's a heck of a move to the forehand.
Yeah, it sure is. And 12 on the season for Mangiapane, and then shortly thereafter it was Jonathan Huberdeau who has the shot, and a nice little hand-eye coordination in front from Blake Coleman.
Isn't that what he does best? Getting in and around the greasy areas and knocking home the garbage goals. And you know what? A little bit of a silent assist to Ryan Huska. We talked about this during the game last week at practice. All the forwards gathered in the neutral zone. They worked on these types of plays. Tip drills, cleaning up the loose change in front, and it's paying off here.
So Huberdeau grabs the assist there. Coleman's got 24 on the season and a 2-1 lead. But before the end of that second period, it's maybe an innocent-looking rush at first, but the rebound off the Anze Kopitar shot is gathered in by the backhand of Kevin Fiala.
It doesn't take long for Anze Kopitar to factor into a game, and sometimes he's the silent assassin. In this case, though, puts the puck on net. Kevin Fiala, again, going back to the speed, he gets that one step on Yegor Sharangovich going to the net, and I like what he does when he corrals it on the backhand. He doesn't one-time it, he briefly corrals it and elevates it super quickly. That's a high-skill play.
So 2-2 after 40 minutes, but in the third period, the Flames weather a little bit of an early storm. There were a few chances there from the Kings in the early part of the period, but this seemed to negate and shut down any of the remainder of those chances. Yegor Sharangovich off the rush, sensational finish there.
Absolutely. There's really, I don't know, Brendan, one player on this team that has a shot like that, and we've seen it a few times this year where Sharangovich can beat goalies in tight, but he also has the ability to fool them from distance, and that shot there is absolutely incredible. Good to see him get back on the score sheet after going 12 without one.
21 for Sharangovich on the season, and then I don't know, backs with the absolute perfection spinorama on the empty net. That was a desperation clear that couldn't have been put more perfectly at the other end.
He knew where he was going.
Yeah, that's
100%.
Right. Yeah, the spin and fire, absolutely spin and fire. All right, let's get some reaction from tonight's victory. We'll talk a little bit more about this game as it rolls along. Jacob Markstrom, 20 saves, I think, on the night. Maybe a quieter night in terms of volume, but there were some pretty big moments in this hockey game. And I think back to that one in the third where that puck somehow takes a weird hop, hits the side of the net, and Kevin Fiala had a golden opportunity right there in front.
Yeah, and it's interesting because we talked about the Kings not being able to generate much. Well, the third period was their best, and you said it, low volume, but the quality was there. I think if you look through portions of the game, the Kings actually had the better of the chances from the home plate area. But for me, this game turned, Brendan, midway through that third when the Kings started to push, because that was the first time in this hockey game where we really started to see them actually hem the Flames in their own end. And Pierre-Luc Dubois spun off the half wall, got a great shot on net. Markstrom fought it off with the shoulder. Really, the game turned at that point because that seemed to calm the troops down, and from there the Flames turned it back the other way and got their legs going. And here's the chance we're talking about.
Yeah, right there. That was right in tight, and big save there from Jacob Markstrom. 20 stops on the night. Also had his league-leading 5th assist, and I say league-leading, that would be among goaltenders.
He's running away with it, actually.
He is running away with it. That is number 5. The next closest is a group of 2 idly watching by, but 5 assists, 5 helpers, and it also helped set up that first goal of the game for the Flames, so big in the moment as well. Here is tonight's goaltender, Jacob Markstrom.
Yeah, very big. It's, that's the team we're chasing, so really good 2 points.
What are you seeing in front of you these past few games?
I'm seeing a lot of pucks. So what I mean with that, not shots, but I'm seeing the puck. So they're doing a great job clearing out everything and taking away rebounds. So that makes my life a lot easier. And we're spending a lot of time in the opposite zone, and we're playing really good hockey right now.
How hard was it tonight? Though you talked about seeing a lot of pucks. You didn't see a lot. Halfway through the game, you haven't seen that.
No, I mean it's fine. You just gotta try to stay calm and not start chasing it. And they had a few shots in the third, and I stopped a few, and the rest got blocked and cleared out. So it was a good team effort.
Jacob, that's 4 in a row for your group. Outside of seeing the puck, what are you noticing about the group's overall effort to just get some pretty big teams?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, if you want to have a chance to go to the playoffs, and we're chasing teams, so we gotta go and run like this. So it's that's good.
Does it mean something against, especially the team? I know you're just chasing, you have to beat everybody, but does it mean something against the caliber of competition?
No, I mean right now it's just you look at the standings, and they're right above us. So that means a lot because they didn't get a win and we got a win. So we got 2 points closer, and that's what it means.
Are you a type that looks at the standings and you'll vault a couple of teams with this? Does that add anything to it?
Well, I think everyone, we got a goal to make it in the playoffs, and so what's going on in the rest of the league, and I enjoy watching hockey, so it's good.
Jacob, could I just ask you about Mika Kiprusoff tonight on Saturday? What do you know about Markham? What do you know about Mika Kiprusoff, or have you ever met him?
I met him today actually for the first time, and obviously unbelievable goalie, and that's a goalie. When I was old enough to stay up late and watch NHL hockey, he was one of them for sure that I enjoy watching. So it was great to meet him today, and well deserved going up in the rafters.
How does it feel seeing this team put together a series of winning streaks? This is the third four-game win streak since mid-January.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it means that we can play really good and win tie games together. We just gotta we can't win 4 and lose 4. We gotta keep going.
5 assists now this season. Where's the playmaking surge come from?
Oh, that's all the D and the forwards. So that's I'm just stopping the puck behind the net.
Thanks, Jacob. Thank you.
All right, there is Jacob Markstrom joining us, and actually we're going to welcome in, I think I saw just over the shoulder here, Jonathan Huberdeau as well. Maybe you hop in? Yeah. Oh, yeah, nice. Good timing. Perfect.
Just like we planned it.
Heard from Marky there, and now we welcome in Joe. Hey, welcome in. Congrats on the win, 4 straight. Maybe just kind of a little bit of patience involved in this one, too. The first period, it seemed like you guys controlled a lot of it, didn't get a lot out of it, but kind of found it there in the second in terms of the offense.
Yeah, I thought, they're a team that don't give up much, so I thought, we play well-run game again, and it's a huge win again at home, and we need these points right now. So it's against a really good team ahead of us. So that was a huge 2 points.
I know you've talked about how it doesn't necessarily matter who the opponent is, but that's four in a row for you guys against some pretty good teams in this league. Maybe if you can take us inside the room, what that does for the confidence in this group as you make that push here.
No, the kind of team we are, I think we can play against any team, and I think we're showing it. And like you said, I think against the team ahead of us, I feel like we've been playing so well, and I think we play full 60 minutes, and that's good. Early in the season we had a hard time, and now I think the last stretch we're playing way better, and I think that's when you get closer to the playoffs. That's important. Yeah.
You get Dryden obviously getting another helper tonight. I know you guys you set up Colsey on his, but just to see kind of what he's brought to the lineup here as well. It seems like he's been moved up and down a little bit, but maybe finding a little chemistry alongside you two.
Yeah, he's good. I think I got to start building Legos with him too. But,
bring him into the mix.
Yeah, bring him into the mix. But he's been he's such a good guy, and I think he brings a lot of energy on our line. And he's got some poise too with the puck, so which is good. And I told him, he's got confidence with the puck, and it's good to see. I think he's creating stuff out there, and it's great to get rewarded with a nice assist tonight.
That's a little confidence too, though, right? I mean, obviously he's been up here at the start of the year, but it seems like maybe a little bit more confident just with where he's at right now with your group.
Yeah, for sure. I think I think in the AHL, he's got confidence playing with. Power play, top line, and stuff like that. And come in here, sometimes guys get a little nervous. But I think, we kind of talk to him that he needs to play the same way and, be the same guy. And, that's what he's been doing, and it's great to see.
Okay, the Legos, clearly paying off with Sharky, too, with another goal tonight. So did you help him with the Eiffel Tower, or did he do that one himself?
No, this one he didn't wait for me. So he did it on his own. No, obviously we're messing around with that. But he's, it's a nice, this guy's got a great shot and, use the screen and defenseman. And he was a huge goal for us.
Okay, I've got one more off the wall here because this is completely self-serving, but I have to follow up on this because I'm an avid player myself. You brought the Frisbee out for your media availability a couple days ago. Yeah. And you mentioned disc golf. Do you play?
No, I don't play.
You don't
play?
I
mean, I wouldn't mind playing if you want to bring me in after the season.
It's a good time.
So
it's a good time.
You're a player?
Yeah, big time.
Oh, wow.
Huge.
I mean, I see it on the social media. But
well, see, and the reason I ask, I thought, being in Florida, I know Barkov, I think he played a little bit too, so I was wondering if you picked it up from him, but I guess not. Huh?
No, I guess not. I mean, I can throw it Frisbee, but I think
you're halfway there.
I gotta have to check if I can play disc golf.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. Congrats on the win, and on fourth straight, obviously keep it rolling.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Hubie. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Hubie. The Jonathan Huberdeau joining us here on the Flames TV desk. Some good stuff there, and obviously covering a number of different topics, but most importantly is the fact that this team's won 4 straight, and we'll head right back into the locker room because the guy that was celebrating a milestone here tonight is Andrew Mangiapane, 400 career games in the National Hockey League, and happened to finish it here with a big goal as well. That would be the first of the night for the Flames, and a big one at that. Let's hear from Andrew Mangiapane now.
4 in a row for this group. What has been the recipe for this type of success against some heavyweights and divisional rivals?
I think when we play together as 5, right, nobody's kind of doing it kind of individually. It's kind of takes everybody, and that takes everybody throughout the whole lineup, right? Everyone's got a job, an important role, and takes everyone to win, right, for our team. And that's what we're doing right now. We're all playing together, playing close, and we're doing it for each other.
It feels like you guys are very up for the fight. Like when they score,
yeah.
Sort of inevitable that you guys are going to come right back up and up the tempo a little bit. Is that?
Yeah, I thought we were playing a pretty good game, and then they got the first one, and I think everybody on the bench was just saying, keep going, keep playing the way we are, and kind of don't let up, right? And that was our answer, right? We just knew, okay, let's just keep playing the way we are and keep cycling it down low and breaking them down and tiring them out, right? We knew that they were playing back-to-back there, so we just wanted to keep it in their end, low to high, get pucks to the net, and just create lots of chances for us.
You're not going to come out and say that that was a nasty, that was a pretty goal.
Yeah, it was nice to score, obviously, right? 400th game there for me, so it's a little bit of an up and down roller coaster for me coming into the league. So play 400 games and then scoring, and it's definitely a nice feeling for me.
Going in on a former teammate like that, do you feel that moving on? Do you know from?
Yes and no, right? Because then he thinks that I'm doing that move or whatever it is, right? It's kind of head games, right? So I was lucky to get one past him tonight, and yeah, he's a good goalie. So I was, like I said, I was happy that I was able to go in.
But that's not lost on you, is it? The fact that you
Yeah.
continue to double that. But
Yeah.
the score, pretty important for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's huge for me, huge for, I think, my confidence and all that, right? Got to play with more confidence kind of every night, and yeah, it's definitely a nice milestone to achieve. I didn't know if I was going to play one NHL game, right? To get to 400, it means a lot to me.
We'll all break it down and say, you know, geez, that's 4 in a row against teams in playoff position. What message does that send? What's it tell this group inside the room about what you have?
Yeah, I think you know, we're never giving up, right? Obviously, we're kind of out of the playoff picture right now, but the way we're playing, we want to keep playing like this and kind of crawl back in and kind of be one of those kind of sleeper teams that everyone kind of counts us out, right? So we've been playing the underdog kind of role, I felt, whole season, right? So we just got to keep taking it game by game, obviously, and just focus on the next one and keep playing as a group and keep playing as a 5-man unit.
Are you a standings watcher? Like you're going to look and see you guys jump a couple teams a little closer to LA?
Yeah, yes and no. I like to watch hockey. I'm kind of like to, you know, keep up with the stats and watch games and things like that. So obviously I'm gonna check that. But like I said, though, it's out of our control to kind of watch and hope for teams to lose or for other teams to beat teams ahead of us or anything like that. There's still lots of games, and can't really focus on that. We just got to focus in here and keep building on what we're doing right now.
Okay, thanks, Andrew. We have Yegor already.
All right, 400 games and a big goal in this hockey game as well. His 12th of the season. Andrew Mangiapane heard from him. And just quickly before, we're going to hear from Yegor Sharangovich here in a minute. But the goal, obviously, he scores. He gets a lot of credit for. But a nice little neutral zone play by Dryden Hunt. And we talked about it with Jonathan and just kind of the impact that he's brought here recently and some really nice plays here.
Yeah, and he just seems to add a level of reliability to this line, and it's interesting because, you know, we see that goal, an absolutely gorgeous shot. That was his first as a Flame, but this is a guy who, despite, you know, kind of bouncing around between the NHL and American League throughout his career, you know, is getting a little bit older, and I think with that becomes the knowledge and the experience to become that versatile player where you can put him anywhere in the lineup and he'll adapt just fine because he has that cerebral type of personality about him. And we've talked so much about how Jonathan Huberdeau processes the game. I'm not saying that Dryden Hunt maybe is quite there at an offensive level, but when it comes to reading players, reacting, making smart plays through the neutral zone, which we're going to see here, that pass to Sharangovich is absolutely great, and that's what kickstarts your breakout, getting the speed going.
For sure.
You know, this is the sort of thing we're talking about. So is it the long-term fix in that line? We don't know, but we do know right now he's making the most of his opportunity. And, you know, Ryan Huska was talking yesterday about what has enabled him to find that success on this latest recall. And, you know, it's just a guy who's, as we said, bounced around a little bit. And the question is, when you go back down, how do you respond to that? How do you look yourself in the mirror and say, what do I have to do to stick the next time? And it seems like he's figured out a few things.
Yeah, he's played really well. Obviously a goal and an assist in his last 2 games, and a big one that sets up the game winner here to allow Yegor Sharangovich to score it. Let's hear from the goal scorer and the game-winning goal scorer. Now here's Yegor Sharangovich.
Nice to get back in the scoring.
Yeah, it's real nice. You know, it's a long time I can't score, but you know, our line always have, you know, chances to score, and yeah, finally we find a way and score 2 goals.
Are you finding it harder to score goals as a centerman because of the added responsibility?
Yeah, it's a little bit different role, you know, because you're really responsible about like D-zone, because you need to, you know, have good D-zone and no goals against, and I don't know, it takes a little bit of time, but I think in offense zone doesn't change it, nothing, you know, and how I said, I had a lot of chances, and finally puck is gone in.
Yegor, what's been the key for your team? Now you've beaten 4 good teams in a row. What's been the key to this stretch of hockey?
I think key is just when we play, you know, team, you know, for each other, and, you know, don't do it like a lot of mistakes. I think we can win, like, doesn't matter what kind of team, and just need to play, you know, like a team. That's it. Okay. Oh.
Original 16, a great way to celebrate things done well.
All right, welcome back, Flames TV Live, the post-game show brought to you by Original 16, the Calgary Flames. 4-2 winners over the LA Kings, second head-to-head matchup of 4 meetings between these two teams this season, and we know as the season rolls on, the significance will only continue to increase as they go head-to-head tonight, separated by 7 points, now narrowed down to 5 as the Flames continue to climb their way up. Now 4 straight wins. Let's hear from the head coach, get his takeaways now. Here's Ryan Huska post-game following the victory.
How does it feel to see this team go on a series of winning streaks since mid-January? We know there was a lot of starting and stopping last year, but that's 3-4 game winning streaks for your team since mid-January.
Yeah, we have to keep stringing them together. I mean, if you look at one of the issues that we've had is a little bit of the consistency the other way, where we've had a few losing streaks as well, but I really like the way we're playing now because I feel like it's more sustainable and it's a pretty solid team game, so we were happy with our effort tonight.
On Saturday, obviously, you played a pretty physical, emotional game in Edmonton.
Yeah.
This was a completely different style of game. Does it hearten you to sort of see your team find a way to win a game that's completely different than the game they just played?
Yep, and when you play against LA, because you don't see the 1-3-1 a lot, sometimes it can give teams some trouble, but I was really happy with the way our guys prepared for it, and they executed tonight, which was nice to see.
You guys had a pretty good first period, and then they score, and you guys respond almost immediately. Is that something that you can rely on, this group, just sort of knowing how to respond to those tough moments at this point?
Well, I think they believe they can respond, yes. Getting it back right away, I think, helped, scoring right away in that situation. You know, we talked a little bit about LA and the way they play. When they get up, they become harder to play against. So it was nice to see us kind of score and then get the goal that put us up. So I know, like I said before, it was a good start for us. I thought we controlled a lot of the play tonight, zone time in particular, and it was a good way for us to finish it off.
How would you characterize the role Markstrom played today?
I thought he was awesome. It's hard on goalies when they're quiet in the first period. Like, they didn't get tested a lot, so he had to keep his mind the right way, and I thought when called upon later in the game, he made some big saves for us.
Just talk about those winning streaks, but is this the best that you've seen your group put together in a stretch this season?
Probably, yeah. I mean, because we're doing things the right way, and it's not just one guy that's contributing. Jacobs had a huge impact in it. Vladdy had a huge impact in the game in Edmonton. But it's been a team game where I think we've played with pace. I think we've played hard, and we've executed, which has allowed us to win these games.
Is that what you mean when you say you feel like this is sustainable, the way your group's playing right now?
Yeah, because it's not just one line carrying you, or it's not one player that you're relying on. It's more of a joint effort, I guess you can say.
This is 4 in a row now against teams in playoff positions, good teams in the league. Do you see a noticeable bump in confidence? Like, is there a tell that this means something to your group?
Oh, it most definitely means something to us for sure. But as funny as it sounds, the stretches where we have dropped a few games, their mood or energy or belief in themselves around the room hasn't changed. And I think it's the same now. You're coming towards the portion of the season where everything matters, and I think our older players, as we've talked about before, are raising their level, and they're being guys that can be counted on to bring other people along.
You've been around Andrew Mangiapane a lot in his career. 400 games for him. He scores a big goal for your team tonight. Just talk a bit about what it's been like to see him grow to what he is today.
Yeah, well, there's the few of them, Andrew, Oliver, Raz, how I've been around, I feel like forever, and they probably don't like it, but I do. I think they're great players, and for Andrew to be at 400 is probably a level that as a young guy he probably never thought was possible, or other people maybe didn't. He probably believed in it and hoped that he would get to that point, but he's a competitive guy, and he wants to help the team win, and if that means it's him scoring a goal or killing penalties or getting chances on the power play, that's what he's willing to do. So it's nice to see him get the 400 game mark.
You mentioned the older guys raising their level, and you've talked about sort of leadership within this group so many times, but there's so much of leadership that we don't get to see. So just what has it meant that those guys have kind of they have elevated their game? We've seen Coleman, Kadri, Backlund sort of step up in a real way on the ice.
It becomes big boy hockey now, and they understand that. So there's a different way the game is played, and it's harder along the walls, it's harder at the net front, and sometimes a younger player has to see, and they have to be put in those situations to get that experience where the older guys have done it before. And Cads has won Stanley Cup, Coles has won 2 Stanley Cups, and he understands that even at that level, there's significant difference. So you see them raise it at this time of the year because they know the stakes are a lot higher.
Can you talk about the night Sharangovich had both the goal and the missed assignment on their goal?
It's nice for him to get it back. I mean, he made a great play on the change. He cut the pass off to start with, and then he just fumbled it a little bit. But the part you want to see him fix is getting beat back to the front of the net. But I thought he's done a really good job for us since we've asked him to play in the middle of the ice. He's been responsible defensively, and he's still, that line's developing a little bit of chemistry, in particular him and Jonathan, and to see him score tonight the way he did was a big moment for our team for sure, but I know it'll allow him to sleep a little better tonight as well.
Is the defensive responsibility the biggest change for him going from wing to center?
Yes, I would say. I mean, you're a little bit more free to leave the zone at times, and he's really good at that. You can't do that as a centerman. So he's got to be a little bit more responsible in certain situations of the game.
How do you get him to sort of buy into that? He might sacrifice some offense by being more of the linchpin defensively as the center.
Yeah, good question. But for him, I think it's more of who he is, actually. Like, he's never been a guy that will, how can I put it, be front and center or flashy about the way he plays the game. You watch him without talking to him, even as a winger, he'll be that third guy high most times in the offensive zone. It's just his instinct. And I think that's what allows him to be a guy that we can use in the middle of the ice like we are now.
Did the players, did they all get a chance to meet Mika Kiprusoff today?
Most of them. He was around this morning a little bit. I know Jacob was pretty excited to meet him. So I think most of them met him this morning. Some guys were on the ice when he was around at times, so I can't tell you for sure if everybody did.
Are there significant merits to a meeting like that, or most of these guys never played against him? Or
Yeah. No, they know all about him. They really do. I mean, anybody that plays for this organization, there's some names that you know, and he's most definitely one of them. And, you know, for Jacob, there's a lot of great goalies around, but this is one guy as a youngster that he followed, which was pretty cool. And he's got his Kiprusoff jersey made up. He's getting it signed. Just really cool how he appreciates how good of a goaltender he was, and he actually did follow him when he was a younger guy.
Ryan, Andrew said tonight that this group feels like they've been counted out by a lot of people in terms of the playoff chase and everything that comes with it. Do you want them to embrace that? Like, can they use that as a rallying cry?
Sure. I mean, they can use whatever they have to use. I mean, we're in a spot where we have to win games, and if that works, it works. I mean, we like where we're going right now, and we have to stay competitive, and we have to find a way to keep getting wins.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Keep getting wins is the name of the game, and it's exactly what the Flames do here tonight. 4-2 the final, and now obviously, and you heard kind of the tail end of that scrum kind of go that way. The attention turns to number 34, and that's where we start to look. The picture, by the way, in terms of the playoff picture, before we get to Kipper, Nashville wins tonight. St. Louis loses. So, you know, we can do this song and dance. At the end of the day, it's about the wins because you're still you're 5 back entering the night, and I think still 5 back, I believe, just given the way everything unfolds tonight.
Yeah, and you look at that playoff picture, and you basically have a lot of teams that are asking the same question. Are we buyers or are we sellers in a week from now? So a lot of teams waking up still trying to figure that out, win or loss. So what we see today, I mean, we have no idea where this is going to be next week because even the teams 2 weeks from now could look a whole lot different. So it feels early to be looking at it, but if you're the Calgary Flames who need to string wins together, you probably do need to be paying pretty close attention to things.
Yeah, well, game 60 is next on the schedule. So
it's almost March.
It's almost March. March 2nd is the big one too. It's I'm just looking at his name over there on the awards board, and Mika Kiprusoff, obviously one of the best in franchise history, and we can't wait for that celebration coming up on Saturday night and get an opportunity to spend some time with him here over the next couple of days. There's a luncheon as well just prior to, and then obviously the big night happens on Saturday. We'll see the number 34 jersey go up into the rafters, retired alongside some of the best in franchise history, and right beside the likes of Mike Vernon, Jerome McGinley, and Lanny McDonald, of course, retired and forever enshrined as members of the Calgary Flames. But it'll be special. Especially, you can kind of feel it around here.
Yeah, you already can. We put out a video last night of Mika arriving at the airport last night. He gave kind of a little fist pump too when he saw the camera, which I think is great. And you heard it there from Ryan Huska and Jacob Markstrom too. Marky especially, pretty pumped to be able to meet him, and apparently he's getting a jersey made up. That's just fantastic stuff too, especially for a young Swedish goalie like Jacob Markstrom would have been. To be following a Finnish legend at that point in his career is pretty cool. So it's an opportunity for the fans to say thank you and us celebrate all the amazing accomplishments that he did in a Flames sweater. And at the same time too, I think we're all pretty curious to see how those guys in the room respond to having a great around like that, and maybe what that can do to light a fire for you. Never hurts.
Yeah, and we'll see it all unfold on Saturday, and obviously it'll be. You can never get tired of watching the old saves, whether it be for the 0-4 run or anywhere around that period. They were unbelievable, and he was an unbelievable tender. And we'll get an opportunity to celebrate him coming up on Saturday. That's the next home game. As for tonight, it's a 4th straight win for the Calgary Flames. 3rd time this season they've strung 4 in a row together, and do so at a time where they were playing some stiff competition across the ice, and yet another one here tonight against the LA Kings. They get it done, though, 4-2, thanks to 2 third-period goals. Yegor Sharangovich gets the game winner. Michael Backlund, the empty netter, as they take it 4-2. Next up, a couple of days in between games here, because it's not until Saturday night the Flames will hit the ice again. That'll be when they welcome the Pittsburgh Penguins, and it will be Kipper night. Number 34 will go up into the rafters here at the Scotiabank Saddledome. Looking forward to that, and looking forward to being back with you here at the Scotiabank Saddledome. Thanks for watching Flames Postgame Live, brought to you by your Original 16. And we appreciate you spending some time with us here at the Dome. See you soon.